After the 2010 house build, talk of returning to Tecate began almost immediately, but did not become a reality until a new house build became a part of the 2014 Bethany Missions Week. As planning began, it was clear that this trip was going to be different from the prior trip. Number one, there would be a non-construction team that would do outreach ministry, and as part of the construction crew, women would be invited to participate. It was decided that a recon trip was necessary to address several challenges at the construction site and to connect the non-construction team with a local church to determine exactly what the non-construction people would be doing. So Elaine and Jeff Barnes, Ed and Lori Peterson, and Dave McIntosh went to Tecate to check things out. So after much prayer and planning, the team left on March 19th for Tecate, Mexico. Rancho La Paloma, located on the outskirts of Tecate, makes for an awesome base camp for the construction team and provides great facilities for the outreach team. Like 2010, when we got to the site, we found that the construction materials had already been unloaded. So we got out our tools and supplies and got ready to work. For me personally, one of the best parts of the house builds is working with Pastor Hector. Listen, and I think you'll know why.
Welcome to Mexico, Tecate. This is the best place to enjoy your vacation time. yes, because see, take out the word work. You do not came to work. That's right. You came to give.
That's right.
And the Bible says nothing better than give. And the Bible says God love and bless the happy giver. Oh, happy giver means you will give today your muscles. Oh, you will give your love and you will give your joy to this family. And at the end of the day, you feeling ready for tacos, no?
So after praying, it was time to get to work. In general, we were broken up into 4 teams: a paint crew, a framing crew, a crew to redirect the sewer line, and a team to build a latrine. Within a couple hours, the framing crew had the 4 exterior walls and 2 interior walls set. The sewer crew had to disconnect the current sewer line, trench a new path using picks and shovels, and then reconnect a new sewer line.
That's good.
The paint crew worked tirelessly to make sure that all the painted pieces were ready when it was time for installation. Meanwhile, back at Rancho La Paloma, the non-construction crew worked on painting the gazebo, which had been upgraded with new supports. And to think Susan actually wanted to be on the construction crew. Meanwhile, back at the build site, the loft flooring went in, roof joists and gables went up, after Eric had installed wiring, the focus shifted to drywalling so the seams could be mudded and given time to dry. Then plywood was installed for the roof. By the end of day one, the latrine was well underway. The house had a roof and most of the siding on the outside, and about 60% of the drywall was up. Everyone had worked really hard and was ready to relax. Day two, the construction team arrived at the job site, ready to work. There were several painting projects that needed to be completed. Tar paper and shingles needed to be put on the roof. Windows were installed. Drywalling was finished, taped, and mudded.
Watch and learn. You smear the mud. Oops.
And areas around the house were graded. By the end of the day, things were coming together, but were not completed. Back at Rancho La Paloma, the outreach team was preparing food to distribute on Saturday, as well as reaching out to 2 groups from San Juan Bosco Children's Home. The first group in the morning were the older boys. The activities included singing, a Bible story by Edgar, the making of marshmallow guns, and the battle of the century. The boys were also introduced to launching water balloons.
Hola, bienvenidos. Hola. Hola, mis amigas. Hola. Bienvenidos.
Gracias.
Bienvenidas.
The younger children came in the afternoon. The younger kids also sang and had a Bible story. But they did crafts. The children were also allowed to choose rainbow rubber band bracelets that the students from BCA had made for them. And also made marshmallow guns, which by all accounts was a huge success. Day 2 ended with a lot of progress on the house, but the real accomplishments were the relationships that were being built and the bridges being made. Day 3 started like the others. We arrived at the job site, unloaded our tools, and got ready to work. One of the priorities was getting the drywall mudded so that it would dry and it could be painted. So Chris Weiss kept Ron Rogers' tray filled so he could finish the drywalling. There were several areas on the exterior that needed touch-up painting and some requiring teamwork. Trim needed to be cut and put on. And doors needed to be installed. One of the results of the recon trip was that a relationship had been started with the New Jerusalem Church in Tecate. On Saturday, the outreach team went to the church and continued building that relationship by meeting the people. The team conducted an outreach that included singing, Edgar's now famous Lost Sheep story, a Bible message from Dave McIntosh interpreted by Edgar, and distributing hundreds of pounds of food. Back at the build site, there was a real sense of purpose to get things completed. Now that the mud was dry, painting was being done in earnest. The outreach team came over after they were done at the church and played with the neighborhood kids. Not all of the food bags that had been prepared were distributed at the church, so a team was quickly put together and the food was passed out in the neighborhood surrounding the house build. Now that we've completed 2 house builds in Tecate, I think I can say one fingerprint of a Bethany-built house is adding small amenities that help make a house a home. Thanks to the work of Eric Rose and a whole team of people, the latrine at this house was very unusual from most, in that the sewer line was connected, it had running water, and a light with electricity.
For the first time in our house build, we've installed 2 doors to enter the house.
Para la primera vez en nuestra vida hemos instalado un par de puertas acá.
I can't think of anyone better to present you with the keys to your new home than my first 2 lady construction workers.
Y por la primera vez en mi vida estoy trabajando con las primeras mujeres constructoras y voy a entregarles las llaves de
What's your understanding of what a bridge personnel is?
They're bridge builders. They're the outreach team, but they don't like being called the bridge.
Chuck, what is a bridge person?
They're quite small, kind of ugly, because they like, you know, they usually come out and ask you questions, and if you don't answer the questions right, then you can't cross the bridge. Some call them trolls.
Ed, how does the 2014 paint crew compare to the 2010 paint crew?
Ah, they're very good. Although the 2010 paint crew might see this, so I don't want to say that this crew is all that much better.
Here in every moment.